came skimming round a promontory to surround and engage them. Aboard the Spanish vessel there broke a terrible cry of "Asad ed-Din!" the name of the most redoubtable Muslim corsair since the Italian renegade Occhiali, the Ali Pasha who had been killed at Lepanto. Trumpets blared and drums beat on the poop, and the Spaniards in morion and corselet, armed with calivers and pikes, stood to defend their lives and liberty. The gunners sprang to the culverins, but fire had to be kindled and linstocks ignited, and in the confusion much time was lost, so much that not a single cannon shot was fired before the grappling irons of the first galley clanked. The shock of the impact was terrific. The armored prow of the Muslim galley, Asad ed-Din's own, smote the Spaniard a slanting blow amidships that smashed 15 of the oars as if they had been so many withered twigs. There was a shriek from the slaves, followed by such piteous groans as the damned in hell may emit. Fully 20 of them had been struck by the shafts of their oars as these were hurtled back against them. Some had been killed outright. Others lay limp and crushed, some with broken to fragments, and set about effacing the matter from his thoughts. Pitt had meant kindly by him, but had dealt cruelly. In his efforts to seek distraction from the torturing images ever in his mind, he took to the sea with 3 galleys, and thus some 2 weeks later came face to face with Master Jasper Lee aboard the Spanish carrack, which he captured under Cape Spartel, disposed of them at his good pleasure. Thus did the wise and just Asad resolve the difficulty which had arisen, and Oliver Reis bowed wisely to that decision. Thereafter, what English slaves were brought to Algiers he purchased, manumitted, and found means to send home again. True, it cost him a fine price yearly, but he was fast amassing such wealth as could easily support this tax. As you read Lord Henry Goad's chronicles, you might come to the conclusion that in the whirl of that new life of his, Sir Oliver had entirely forgotten the happenings in his Cornish home, and the woman he had loved, who so readily had believed him guilty of the slaying of her brother. You might believe this until you come upon the relation of how he found one day among some English seamen, brought captive to Algiers by Biscayne